This is the epicenter of audio frequency entertainment.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Can't get enough of it.
Oh, yeah. You guys are the best.
Heffron and Reep.
I love you, love you, love you.
The Heffron and Reep Show.
Everybody, welcome to the Heffron and Reep Show. My levels are weird. This is louder than I need it to be. This needs to come down just so it isn't loud to me. Making up songs as I do this.
That's good.
One, Reep.
That's catchy, buddy. Got to get you on The Voice. Maybe we should make up words to the intro song because it's just a generic guitar riff. But what if we had words behind it? Are there any songwriters out there?
Yeah,
Write
do you want to
words
hear
to
it?
that.
Here's a taste of it.
How's it go?
This is the Heffron Reep Show.
Heffron and John Reep. They are two comedians. They both won a stupid reality show. Yeah, I like it.
There's a website called like $25 Beats or something like that you can play that. That's where I get all that stuff. It's just royalty free music.
Oh yeah,
and I just go to it a lot and just play it and just make up songs over it, and it changes every time.
Well, your levels sound pretty good in my head. I know you were singing the levels song. My levels sound weird. It's too loud in my head, but right now it's good. FYI.
You know, one of my favorite things, and also I'm having a technical, like I don't know what to look at. If I stare like this, I'm staring at everybody, and then my glasses fog. But if I look like this, I'm looking at you. So I don't know. On YouTube, probably it's going to give us some thumbs down because of my eye levels. But anyway, that's my favorite thing to do is if I'm pissed and I'm walking, I will sing what's bugging me. And nobody knows when you're singing that you're being a dick.
Ooh, like now, are you singing it to the tune of a song that we know, or are you making up the tune and the lyrics as you go?
If you were at the who is it?
Answer it, dude. Come on, man.
If you were at the grocery store, and I was walking behind you and you were being slow, I would just be like, this guy is walking so slow. He's like, I would just say whatever's bugging me.
Yeah.
And
I like it. You know what? I do the same thing. But I don't sing the words. What I do is I hum the tune that would go with what's bugging me. For example, let's say there's a big person in front of me walking really slow. I start doing this. So it goes along with that thing.
I do it all the time. I'm like, that lady's chewing her gum like a hooker. Like, and nobody knows if you're just singing, especially if you have headphones on.
Yeah, we're the best at being passive aggressive. I love it.
Instead of actually saying it, it's it's literally one of my favorite things to do. And I'm also wearing a shirt that's entirely too hot.
Is there a hoodie on that?
There's a hoodie, but it's like one of those sauna suits things where like
right
kind of makes you sweat because I'm trying to lose weight, but it's stupid.
Oh yeah. So how's that going, man? What have you done?
2 pounds, and I'm just starving myself.
That's it?
No, that is that. So the last podcast we were talking about me being on Twitter and saying something and how fast people on Twitter can attack you.
Yeah. And
then in the last podcast, I didn't know what to tweet just to purposely just get people to attack me. Right. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I don't like puppies, or chocolate ice cream's horrible, or I was just going to do something dumb. But then I realized on Twitter, for me at least, nobody, like I have a plus minus people following me of 1 or 2 a week. I gain a follower and I lose a follower. Very rarely is it a mass everybody, because I'm not political on Twitter. I'm pretty just vanilla, because I go on Twitter just to read people yelling at each other.
Right. You're there to get information, not give.
Yeah. I just keep it. But without even knowing it, I responded to a tweet, and then that's what became everybody started attacking me.
I gotta find this, man, because I follow you, and I mean,
nobody came to my defense. There's a lot of things that I learned from this tweet. Okay. Nobody came to my defense, which okay, I'm in Twitter land by myself. I'm okay with that. But this Twitter M Live, it's like mostly Michigan, Michigan news. It's all Michigan news.
Yeah. So
they write, and again, I'm just reading what they write, and then I'm going to put what I said, and then I'll read the responses because none of it makes sense. People are just, it's exhausting right now because everybody just wants to fight over just stupid shit. So they go, comedian Jim Brewer won't perform at Michigan venue with COVID vaccination rules. I won't be enslaved. Where he's playing is at the Royal Oak Music Theater, which is the next building down from where the Comedy Castle is. Mm-hmm. I responded, when a person gets more press for not performing than I do when performing. FYI, November 11th through 13th, Comedy Castle. That's all I said. Now, that's funny.
These words right now. That's just a funny thing.
When a person gets more press for not performing than I do when performing. In those 4 sentences, can you explain to me what my view on vaccination is?
No. What you did was a great job of just making fun of the attention that Jim Brewer's non-performing tweet got. That is all the joke is. The joke is simply about this guy's getting more press out of this than not doing a show than me doing a show. So that's the joke. I get it. I think it's fine. I have no idea what your stance on vaccination is.
Okay. When a person gets more press for not performing than I do when performing, FYI, November 11th through 13th, Comedy Castle. In that paragraph, did I have an opinion on Jim Brewer as a comedian?
No.
Okay. When a person gets more press for not performing than I do when performing November 11th through 13th at the Comedy Castle, would you say I was making fun of myself, or could you read that as me making fun of myself?
Yeah, I could see that as a humble, sort of self-deprecating joke. Yeah. A little bit, yes.
I said the word when, not why does.
Yeah, when.
Okay. So with that, oh, no. How do you, oh, no.
But I also like that you put in your own date in there.
Okay, so someone responds, thank you, Jim Brewer, for the opportunity to spotlight myself. Sincerely, John Heffron. Okay, so
wait a minute. You wrote that to him?
No, somebody.
Oh, another person put your name in as if you're saying it.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Now read that again, then, because I thought maybe you said that.
Thank you, Jim Brewer, for the opportunity to spotlight myself. Sincerely, John Heffron, and then a bunch of exclamation points.
Oh, well, so
they're saying like I was being opportunistic, but well,
that's okay. That's okay.
But aren't though, right? If we're Americans, right? We're Americans. This is America.
I'm American. Okay. Yep.
That's now, aren't we? Don't you believe in capitalism? Don't you believe in just American making money? Right?
I do.
We're not these Russian commies, right? We're Americans. We make money. We believe in capitalism.
Right.
Isn't that kind of what I'm doing by plugging my date? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody else responds, you still exist.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
What did they put a question mark?
Well,
or is it like exclamation point or a period?
Question mark. So they respond, you still exist. And as a human, somewhat healthy life, believe in science, stuff. And then somebody, by the way, every one of the people responding all have like fake names with cartoon pictures, but not really, you know what I mean? Like it's, so I don't understand the you still exist.
Right.
But anyway, so the next one, the guy has a seal clapping, right? It's a gift of a seal just being R. And then Brainiac says, toe that line, but he did something that I would do. TOE. that line.
What does that mean?
It's toe the line, like
TOW.
Supposed to be said. Yeah, it's supposed to be TOW. But
wait, do you think he wrote TOE on purpose?
No, I did. I think because this person's a dumbass.
Okay, so this person just doesn't know what different words mean, different spellings, and he messed up. He's not making a toe joke or a toe reference.
No, but my question is, why are these people so mad at me slamming myself? Oh, here's a good one. Probably because you're less funny. Also, you play by the leftist rules. I can't say it. Perpetuate. See, I can't even perpetuate when I can't say it. The problem to continue. Way to use your platform for whining and complaining. Go book venues with no restrictions. You'd be happy you did. That guy read a lot out of me slamming myself and saying that they're giving more press. I'm actually slamming, FYI, the people who put that article out because of just everybody posts negative stuff. But what is the leftist rule?
I don't know.
And I do the problem to continue. So I don't make money at clubs. By the way, so regardless of what Brewer's opinion is or whatever, I'm gonna kind of Nicki Minaj this and go, you know what? Pray on it, figure out what's best for you, do that.
Right.
But the thing that I don't understand about venues, here's what I just don't get. So as comedians, right, the big thing is, well, we don't want you, if you get a vaccination, you're being forced to put something in your body, you don't necessarily want to put it, right? Yeah. That's kind of the thing. And I kind of get that, even though, hey, how was everybody's kids with measles 2 years ago? Oh, probably none because they don't exist because of vaccine. Anyway. What about comedy clubs that have a 2-drink minimum? You're required to have a 2-drink minimum. You're being forced to buy two drinks of alcohol, right?
Yeah, but you have to pay for.
You have to pay for, and then even if you don't want to put drinks in your body, aren't you being forced? So do we stop?
Good point.
So do you want to now perform at clubs with 2-drink minimum? Because that's going against. You know what I mean?
That's like your body,
this?
your choice. You gotta drink, and you don't have to have alcohol. You have to chug 2 glasses of water. Yeah, but we're gonna charge you $10 each.
Yeah, I've seen clubs that do that. That people go, I don't want any drinks, and they do that.
Yeah, well, you're getting them. Well, you're gonna get charged for them. Yeah, no, I get it. That's a good point.
But anyway.
Do you want to hear my opinions on any of that?
Yeah, by the way, FYI, November 11th to 13th, please buy tickets because there's a comedian, Nate Pagazzi, who's at the theater, who's okay with vaccines, and he's already adding shows. So he sold 2,000 tickets. I've probably sold 30. Because, I mean, I still exist. What?
You still exist. Now, some of these slams are good slams and some of them are dumb slams. All right. I'm okay if I put something out there and someone writes something that is in line with what I'm saying, but also is a jab. I can't get totally mad at it. I mean, I can, but I can't hold that person accountable for anything because I started it. But if they take it to another place where it never was supposed to go, then that person to me is classified as a dumb person. And so, but I think Twitter, people are looking for a fight. And if you walk the gray line, which is that gray area in between right or left or black and white or north and south, if you're just walking that line, it leaves the no man's land of confusion. And when people, it's almost the worst thing we could be as comedians is confusing. Right. Because if they don't get it, then it can't be funny and it opens them up for the wrong point of view. And so then there's nothing good to come out of confusion. Right. But you also want to be funny and glob onto, what Brewer was doing. I get it. So I do this too. I'll do something similar to what you did, and people don't know how to take it. And instead of opening it up for like, well, he could have meant this, he could have meant this, they immediately go with, you stupid lefty, or you right wing nut. Like it's one or the other. It can't be. Perhaps I was goofing on this topic and not the other topic. So I think the gray area is tough, but I like what you did. I think it's funny.
I had a buddy who goes, "Well, did you go after those guys?" I'm like, "No, because it's exhausting." That's all.
And it won't go anywhere. It'll just it's just exhausting. It will be a colossal waste of time for you to do, because you're not going to change your mind. You didn't do anything wrong.
I literally but I see like Richard there's people on Twitter that just all day, Chris Titus, Richard Marks, they just go after people with like I don't think they just sit at the computer and they just argue. Yeah, like people like other people civilians would respond to those tweets and get a big argument. I don't. It's too much. My brain. By the time I wrote that, I was on Instagram, and by the time I was on Instagram, I was back on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like that's how I'm not hanging out. That was 5, like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of do a little bit of, what's the thing? Because I think I did this since the last time we spoke. We're following some of the same people on Facebook as a verified John Reep, as a verified John Heffron. Yeah. And then we do a thing because I want this to keep going.
Yeah.
Where you'll say, whoever it is, whatever they post, doesn't matter. You will simply write, "Oh my God, hey John Reep, we were just talking about this." And when I see that, then I have to say,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we've done that a couple of times since then. And the people who are listening to us are getting it. And they're starting to like which is great, because all that does is push us up to the top. And that's all you were really trying to do with the Jim Brewer thing, was like, I'm trying to use this because this is what's going on. This is trending. Yeah. I'm going to use this trend as a way of promoting one of my gigs. And that's kind of what we're doing with this when we leave comments of, "Oh my God," right? So we're just trying to get people to look at us. And
usually the stuff we do that with is actually interesting. It's just weird. It's stuff on my feed, so I'm following those people.
Yeah.
Like,
what's this? That one family, you told me to follow this weird family, that something family. I forgot who it was, but I'm following people that I don't even know who they are.
I follow a lot of home and like house or cabin blogs. So it's a lot of like country living sites. There's a couple. Yeah, there's a bunch. I almost did it to Janet Jackson. She posted a picture and I was going to do it, but yeah, it's funny.
Well, we kind of did it to Josh Blue, who sadly, didn't win. He didn't get the Heffron and Reep bump that he needed.
Dude, so I was watching, and when he made it to the top 5, and I saw all the other acts, I was just like, they're all kids. Like, yeah, blow out the 9-year-old. She's 9. She doesn't. Yeah. I'm not going to Vegas to watch her for an hour. Right. And then they had the karate championship. I'm like, yeah, it's a good mall act. Like, do it at the thing in the middle of the mall. Like, that's cool, but I'm not going to Vegas to sit. Right. So you're going. So once Josh made it, I was like, he's going to win. He's going to win it. There's nobody, and I didn't know what the other 2 people did. Oh, one was a magician, which we talked about.
Yes.
And he did fake. There's no way. Literally the trick was, hey, John, on national TV, John Reep, think of a phrase. And then the phrase popped up on everything in the studio. They're not really magic. So obviously, they know the phrase, or because it was white, they just did the green screen and they typed it in.
Oh, right.
That's how I think they did it, to be honest with you. Well,
yeah.
So I don't, but it's TV. So and then the other kid he was in rings and spun around like circuit. Like, I'm like, okay, after about 5 spins, you're 45 minutes left of the show. Like, okay, now we're spinning counterclockwise. Oh, right. So I'm like, Josh is going to win. And then the fact he didn't make it, he's lucky though.
I have a theory.
He's really lucky he didn't win.
Oh, He's lucky he didn't win.
Didn't win. I figured out the money because I know what they
It said $1 million
over 50 years.
That's insane.
So do the math. So right. So
because they do say $1 million contract. They don't say $1 million contract for 1 year.
No,
they just say on the show $1 million contract.
Right. So even taxes, right? So even with taxes, figure that out. That's all. Just cut it in half, just for for fun. So you're at 500,000, right? And you know they're probably going to make you perform versus that money. So you're not getting a check from being in Vegas and your money. Ooh, they're gonna band you like with your record sales. Like they're gonna take that out of there. Yeah. So you probably are performing in Vegas for a year, and you already know how much you're making. You're not getting ticket sales. You probably know you're doing it for $1,500, right?
You're right.
So
you're right. That's a shitty deal.
It's probably that small too, and you know what kind of money Vegas people make. You're literally.
Plus what he's already making on his own before this.
Yeah. So
Josh does well.
50,000. What I figured out, 500,000 over 50 years is what? That's horrible math. 10 grand a year. So out of that million, you're literally, maybe the guy seeing 20 grand, 25 grand, right?
Yeah. He can
Josh
make that in
a corporate event. in one corporate event, one show. That he's not tied in for a year. So he didn't need to win it.
No. So he actually accomplished a lot just by being in the top 3, raised awareness for himself again. And I just think it's hilarious how we all 3 of us on the last show trashed magicians.
I know.
And the guy who won was a magician.
But he did.
Trick of all time.
He looked like fun, but it was a lot of. Think of a number. It's those mental tricks.
It's the same trick over and over, but like, dressed up differently.
A yellow fruit, John Reep.
Instead of it being a card that's in your back pocket, it's in a balloon, and you pop it, and it's that. There's a million ways to do the same trick, and it's stupid. I hate it, but I think Josh didn't help himself in his last set. Not that it would have mattered, but and it's, by the way, we do country-ish here on Tuesdays live. We got done at 9:30. It was still on, and Josh hadn't gone up yet. So we said thank you, good night. We turned on the TV here. All of us watched Josh Blue's set. And the hardest that we laughed was the joke that didn't do so well in front of the audience. Right. Where he was saying, my arm's doing its own thing. It's ordering stuff online during the daytime. I'm like, who are you talking to? Some chick with a clubfoot in Kansas? And so he said clubfoot in Kansas. I like the alliteration of that,
Right.
And maybe because it's making fun of club, it didn't land that hard, right? But then he did a callback to it. So he said clubfoot again. Right. And after that callback, it didn't do as well as it should. And he goes, because remember from earlier, right. I said with the lady at the thing.
Right,
right. And then it was just, but he got him back. But there was a moment where wasn't as, I've seen him kill. So that was just not a great moment for Josh. But you're right. 3rd place is a victory for Josh Blue.
Yeah, right. Like we should have asked him just for, what his schedule was like. He'll be fine.
Oh, 100%. Oh, and
unless they make him go on a tour, which he might.
Oh, right. The top 5.
I know somebody who did a tour with them where they do all the live shows, right? And you go city to city, and they're at a big theater, and they're singers, and you're a comedian and stuff. And I maybe $700.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
wow.
And you're locked into it. You auditioning, I don't know. So
it's horrible.
But that was the Heffron and Reep bump for Josh Blue.
Yeah. Well, mission accomplished.
So I had something happen to me that I got a call. I was calling the Chicago Improv, the woman who runs it, right? and I'm trying to snorkel my way just into clubs, right? And I'm like, hey, what's up? Haven't seen you, right? So I'm just to try to get some weekends, just because everybody's trying to get the same weekends.
Sure.
So she actually calls me back, which was super nice. And I looked at the phone and I sent it to voicemail immediately.
Did it scare you that she called you?
No, well, no, because she's super cool and we've been friends forever. Okay. But I walk out. I don't know how to tell the story. Oh, I don't know what's a better way to tell. I call her and I go, Stephanie, I'm about to tell you something that I've never told anybody. And she goes, oh my God, what? Like, and that's how I said it. I go, I've literally never said this to another human being. You're the first person I'm ever saying this. And she's like, what? And I go, you called me and I was in a library and I had to dump the phone call. I go, I've never said that to a human being in my entire life. I couldn't take your call because I was in a library.
Wow. Okay.
So right before she called, I went to the local library because I'm 50. Got a library card in this little town, and it's a 3-story library. And I went into this room. They have study rooms. And then I was looking at these books of pictures of the town. And then I walk out and the woman's like, hey, we got this new thing called the garage. You can rent 3D printers. You can rent laser engravers. You can do all. And then I went on the corner and I saw just, obviously, I don't know if you know this, but there's books inside of a library.
I've heard of this.
And right before I went in my basement, I have maybe hundreds and hundreds of books that I don't know what to do with. So then when I had this moment when I was in the library, I'm like, why didn't I learn about libraries before? This was always available to me. Why did I spend all that money on all these books that I never read that are now in my basement that I have to physically get rid of somehow?
That's okay. Yeah. For people who read, that's a good thing, right? It's like, I don't have to buy a book ever.
No, they have movies, they have CDs, they have stuff.
I did not discover the joy of a library till I got to college. And the only reason I liked going to the library, first of all, before the internet, you had to go there to get information.
Yeah.
I remember looking at microfilm.
Oh my God. Right.
Remember that shit?
Well, you see that in movies where it's like it's a big for everybody listening to us knows what microfilm is, but it would be on a big TV screen. Not really. It's
like a movie projector that's just for you.
And your face was kind of right, like almost right up to it.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And then you'd hit it and it go, and it would do a weird, right? Like it would advance to the next
I mean, you could literally spend a whole day in the library if you went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
like we take the internet. I mean, we're so lucky today. I mean, in a weird way, that if you get a rabbit hole on the internet, you don't have to leave your house. You don't have to go anywhere. But there's other distractions that could happen when you're in a library. It's quiet.
Yeah,
and I would go to the library in college just to get away from my roommates and just do homework, where it would be quiet. And I found myself being 1,000 times more productive and actually learning more.
We rented, and not even rented, it doesn't even cost you anything, a study room. And it's bigger than, I mean, it's like 2 of the offices. Like it's huge with a huge board table, big bay window that I think being attacked by pterodactyls. And then you just overlook, I mean, it's not a big city, but it's super nice. And you sit there all day and the door's closed. Nobody's coming around, and you walk out and
I bet you they got good air conditioning in there.
Dude, it's
so peaceful in there. It's like going to a deprivation tank with lots of information where everyone's it's like a whisper building where everyone knows to talk like this. Yeah. And it's kind of comforting. It's ASMR. Everyone's walking around doing ASMR. How are you doing?
It's this thing, and I'm up in the where the study rooms are is like the young adult thing, so it's hipper, it's trendy. The books are edgier.
Yeah, I got to tell you too. The college, I went to NC State, and the library on campus. I would go there. I had a routine. at a certain time, and some of the most peaceful, quietest number twos I've ever taken
Right.
were at the 4th floor at the library on NC State's campus. There was nobody on that one floor. Imagine a whole floor of books to yourself in this one bathroom that no one goes to, and it's nice and quiet. Oh, it's the best. So peaceful. I got to get back to the library. That's a good call.
Dude, this.
What were you doing there? Why did you go?
Michelle is in school and was studying, so she left the house because I am just a time sucker. Like I am not productive at all. And if you're trying to be productive in the same house as me, I'm like the college roommate you have that didn't take classes that semester and is just kind of like hanging out, and also is a trust fund kid and doesn't have a job.
Right.
Right. And you have 4 classes and 3
you
exams.
just have lots of questions that won't.
So she went to the library because she's like, it's nice. She gets coffee and she can physically. There's a weird mental thing about I'm not productive in my house. I try to make cool office, and every time I sit down and go, I'm gonna write literally, you'd think a library wasn't wouldn't be a funny place to write comedy.
Right.
But I put headphones on. You just sit with your iPad and you kind of know. Yeah. There's nothing to bug you about.
It's great. It's kind of like, so they have coffee there?
They have coffee. It's 3 floors. So, which is weird because this town is so small. But it's, maybe I got lucky. It's like one of the best library, it's really cool for a small town one. Yeah. There's a bug exhibit, dude. I was upstairs walking around the bug exhibit. I was looking at bugs. Yeah. And then they have a computer room, and then they're doing, they're putting like an editing bay software. So if you want to edit, I mean, you probably have this stuff at home, most people, but there's just all this cool stuff and it's free. Isn't that great? No one takes advantage of it. What? No. So they have coffee. You said you can get coffee at this library? Coffee, and then people were like, I thought there was a lot of rules.
How much is the coffee?
I didn't get any, but they had a little coffee thingy, and people just go and just. So I've been working on. I mean,
see, in Los Angeles, you see this all the time. Mm-hmm. Dudes go to a Starbucks. They get their coffee, they crack open their laptop, and they're writing their screenplay.
And they're at that table the whole day.
All day. That's rude, because what about the people who really just want to get the coffee, sit down, have a conversation, and move on? You're hogging up the whole table the whole day. Go to the library. There's coffee there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty. I was looking at books of, they have the history of this town, and everybody contributes to it. So you can watch super old people talking about what the town was, but I've been working on this book about this house. Like, it's obviously a fiction book. I told you that idea, right?
Yeah.
The houses. Yeah. It's about the people who live there. And something when I got to that library, because I was looking at all the old pictures of this town and all that from 1900s, 1800s, they had the whole, I'm like, why would I not just come here for an hour? Yeah. And that's the book writing time. Not even comedy. Right. Like, your brain goes, no, you're working on this thing. Yeah. And then we walked and got a hamburger. I'm like, or it's definitely an over 50-year-old move.
It is. That's fine.
I bought Slim Fast at the grocery store, maybe a half hour after going to the library.
You got Slim Fast.
I got Slim Fast, dude.
I didn't think they still made Slim Fast. I'm happy to hear they're still in business.
They're good. It's got 40 grams of sugar and it's chocolate. And I guess the deal is you only have one Slim Fast a day. So you basically just start starving yourself in over time.
What's the best diet that you've ever went on that was successful?
I've never had to go on a diet my entire life. Never.
You just eat anything you want your whole life till now?
Whole life. Never did I get a gut or did I feel I was skinny fat until maybe a couple years ago or right before COVID, because I was so inactive. At least even right when you're on the road, if you're doing 30 weeks a year, just out of boredom, you'd go to the hotel gym
Yeah.
Which was even like horrible. It's usually a crappy Stairmaster or a treadmill.
Like 2 machines.
And like a thing, but at least I would like walk on them.
Yeah.
At least I was in action or you're doing something because of COVID for a full year.
Yeah, I remember Slim Fast when it first came out was like everyone was all about it. Like,
dude,
it's just two delicious shakes and 1 healthy meal a day, and it will fall off. That's what they say.
That's what's on the package. That's what.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
one. Yeah, it says 1 healthy meal, and then a couple shakes, and then you can have like
basically
a snack.
That's called intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that I put names on things that I've been doing my whole life? Intermittent fasting is now, I've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do breakfast really, because I picked out the night before the 1 meal I have. Horrible time to do it.
Right.
9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Pig out, pass out, wake up bloated, not feeling good for the first 2 hours, and then do something to burn calories, and then you get hungry again at the same time. That's intermittent fasting.
Right.
Apparently it's good if you do it where it's in the morning instead of the night. But anyway, yeah, Slim Fast I remember doing that. I remember Atkins I did. And the first time I did Atkins, it's the only diet that actually worked when I stuck to it. Because, man, I could eat meat and cheese and all day. Right. And so that worked the first time, came right off. And then I said, I'm done with this. I look good. I'm going to enjoy a hot dog or a pizza, a cheeseburger. And then it came right back. And then the second time I attempted to do the Atkins diet, I could not stick on. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stick to it. So now I just try to do a low carb thing when I'm trying. You know what I mean? Do you eat healthy?
No. I would do, even months ago, like I could finish a box of cereal in almost one sitting.
Yeah.
Like easy, like a box, or if I open a bag of chips, the chip's gone. Like I don't get that chip clip and save the chips for, it's usually if it gets opened, the whole thing's gone. A box of cereal easily, not in one sitting, but I can kill a box of cereal in 2 days.
In a day. Yeah. Oh, you can do it a day. I mean, if you're on Ambien, it's amazing what you could get down.
Do you remember what, well, you're actually at home, so I don't know if this is a good thing. I have dishes from my mom, and they were the dishes I pretty much remember as a kid, or, when she would make, but I get cereal in these cereal bowls that she had. But if you're listening, you can't see, I'm putting up like even a half of an inch. They're only this deep. They're not deep at all. So when you dump your cereal,
yes,
going, but the bowls I own are, you can pour.
They're deep.
They're deep, but I'll finish everything that's in the bowl. So maybe there's something he said about having not deep cereal bowls.
Yeah, my mom's got those stupid bowls. It's like a saucer pan.
Yeah,
it's not even a bowl. I'm like, what are we doing? Why is this in the bowl category?
Yeah.
It's not a bowl.
No. God, yeah. Dude. I saw a bowl that has it's the cereal thing, and then maybe it's a little kid one. It has a straw in it.
Oh yeah, no, I love that. I had one of those too. I lost it.
It's pretty.
That's perfect. They need to make one that doesn't look so
kiddish.
Yeah. So instead of make it blue plastic, man it up a little bit, make it look like steel or wood.
Dude, right? Like rivet.
Design it so it looks cool.
So it looks so right around where the rim would go, you put like rivets, like it's a big skyscraper. Just that steel.
Oh, yeah.
Like you made a man cave, or you tricked out your garage with that fake steel look.
Dude, you could make the bowl look like a construction worker helmet, right? So that's a manly thing.
And then the
or like an army helmet, they used to do that in the army.
Yeah, and the straw, you make it look like a steel pylon, like the things that the buildings, instead of round straw.
Yeah. There's all kinds of shapes you can make out of a straw.
Sippy cups like that would be good too. Like sippy cups they're very helpful. Like I have one. Like it has a lid on it with a straw, so it's a big.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have it with me, but I got one.
They're helpful.
Yeah, but totally.
Yeah.
It's something about, and I hate this. Something about using a straw is not manly. It's very effective. I love, like, if you're just being lazy and I'm watching TV and I got a cup of drink, I've got to do this. I got to lean forward and then do that. If I got a straw, dude, you're right here.
Yeah. I have with my sippy cup comes with these straws that have.
I love that we're talking about this.
Yeah, they're all rubber. The straw is so it's not solid. It's rubber. So
silicone.
You can be all weird with it. You can have it at a weird angle and it's still getting to your mouth. You just stick it in your armpit while you're on the couch and then have it come up that way. So literally don't have to move. Yeah,
that's for good old fashioned lazy people right there. But it is effective, especially if you're doing coffee. I like to drink iced coffee.
Yeah,
and I will use a straw because I don't want my teeth getting turned brown or stained.
I don't know if I feel I've mentioned this before, but iced coffee people. Although I'm getting new to it. When they mix all the fun stuff with it, iced coffee people on airplanes freak me out because I never not think they're not going to spill it all over the place because the lids always seem like they're not put on correctly.
Oh yeah,
and people with iced coffee talk with it almost like cigarettes in their hand. The cup's always moving and they're holding it from the top.
Oh yeah.
Like how much iced coffee with the steel thing and you clip it and it's closed like those old sugar jars or something. Like I want to know that lid is done, like it's closed.
Yeah, I have a Starbucks. Excuse me, buddy. A Starbucks plastic coffee cup, right? It's like a mug. Mm-hmm. It's like if you were to go to Starbucks and buy a coffee, the white paper cup that it comes in with that lid. But Starbucks, my mom bought these. But they're plastic and they have these lids and you wash them, they're reusable, right? Mm-hmm. And I will use those sparingly, but the lid for that thing, I don't know how I get stressed out every time I put the lid on it, no matter if it's iced coffee or hot coffee. It's so fine. You got to get it right on there. I got a full cup of coffee in my hand. I'm trying to put the lid on it. I don't know how many times I've gotten myself conditioned to where I do it right on the sink because I know, 50% of the time, all that coffee's going all over the place. But you're right. The lids on coffee cups need to be improved.
Yeah, they have those screw on. Speaking of not breaking news, but I'm looking in my driveway right now, and I'm looking in my driveway right now.
Yeah.
And there is a blue van with a big smiley face on it. You know what that means? The Amazon Prime.
Amazon. What'd you get?
I ordered 3 things that I know I'll probably hear. Do you want to?
Yeah. What is it?
Do you want to try to guess?
What you got?
Huh? I'll say one's electron. Let me guess.
I was gonna go electronics.
Okay, so I'm gonna go one's electronic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What is house related?
How do you play that yes/no thing? Like where I know it, and then you can only ask one question. I don't even know how to play that game. Okay. And the other one's this is stupid. A weight loss. I'll just put that in the category weight loss.
All right.
And then what's the other thing that I got? There's no way you'll get it. There's no way.
Electronics, dude, could be anything knowing you.
Health and beauty. I'll go health and there's no way you're going to get this one. I don't even know why I'd make you guess. There's literally
Is it for you?
What?
Is it for you?
Yeah. And I don't even know why or how I bought it.
Are these things that you can consume, eat, food or drink? Or any of them something that you could eat?
Nothing you can eat.
Okay.
Go electronics. I don't know.
Is the electronics, is it something specifically for your phone?
No.
Is it specifically for your laptop?
No.
Okay. Is it for a microphone?
Nope.
Is it for a television?
Nope.
Damn. Is it a Roomba?
Wow, that's where they said that because mine thing. I would say this item will help to communicate. This is kind of a horrible.
Electronics that will help you communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
It will enhance communication.
Uh-huh.
It will enhance communication.
Okay. So is some sort of microphone thing or earphone thing?
Nope.
Okay. Is it anything to do with learning another language?
Nope. I'll give you another clue.
Okay.
Everything old becomes new again. Everything old becomes new again. I don't have any good you thinking.
Video game?
Nope. Everything old becomes new again.
Is it a name brand? Would I know the brand of this thing?
You would not know. But I will say this, you probably encountered them from minimum it in a various form. You probably encountered it from kindergarten to 12th grade.
And that's it.
Kindergarten to 12th grade.
It's some sort of
Probably.
something for school, something to do.
I will say it will be in the school supply at one point.
Some sort of iPad? iPad mini?
You know what I think? Oh gosh, we took just such a long walk on this, and I think I might have hosed you. No, you would consider if you have to plug something in electronics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Like it could be debated.
Yeah, in my brain, is this something that I could buy at Best Buy?
Ooh, it's probably really dusty, and it might be on a back shelf that just through a bunch. Maybe they forgot it.
So it's an old electronic. So it's like a VCR, or it's like something ridiculously that no one, like a jukebox. No. Like a CD player.
Say, how about this? You can't with the at one point. No, that's a horrible.
You have to dust it off.
Okay, so this item is used to what do you call when you have to download a new program or you
update?
Update. Yeah, this thing helps update a communication device. Oh yeah. This payoff is not going to be worth how long related. But
see, I'm tempted to just not fast forward because we've gone this long.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was trying to get to I don't know, but I don't know. Give me.
I will. Let's see. I will give you a number 2 clue.
Ooh, is it some sort of writing utensil?
It's electronics that enhances or updates. Yeah, a writing utensil. I'll give you that. I didn't know how to keep playing it out.
Hang on. An electronic device that, I mean, it's not like an electronic ink pen or like an Etch-a-Sketch with a thing. Is it like something you write on?
Even think super basic. There's electronic ones and there's manual ones.
It's not the old picture page.
I think you're overthinking it at this point.
All right, just tell me, please.
I'll do the manual movement. No, I'll do.
Oh, eyeglasses.
No. Do I do it towards the camera?
Yeah.
I don't have a.
Yeah, you're using a pen and you're touching the camera with a laser pointer? No, eraser. Capital.
Maybe I don't tell you. Maybe I leave it open.
Please tell me.
Maybe I leave it open. Here's a manual version. Why can't I figure out what this
manual version?
My camera's that high. Where's this hand go?
Okay, right. Okay. Pineapple pen. Oh, pencil sharpener.
Electronic pencil sharpener.
Oh my God. Why? Why did you buy an electronic pencil sharpener?
Do you know how much it cost? How much you think an electronic pencil?
$27.50.
Dude, you were off by, I'm gonna tell you, you might have been off by like 50 cents.
Really? I'm pretty proud of myself on that one then.
Where does it say orders? Okay, I'm gonna show you. You might have. Okay. Here we go. Package deliver. Oh, it's got my
I said $27.50. John's looking up the actual price, and the actual retail price is I can't read it, buddy. It's the font's too small for me.
Pencil sharpener, $28.99.
Oh man, pretty close. Now, is that more or less than you thought?
That was expensive.
Why did you choose that kind?
I literally was looking at brands. Because if you use pencils and they become unsharpened, you need a pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
And
You probably have had one before and got rid of it.
Yeah, well, you think I'm never going to need that again. It's
right. We've all moved into ink pens or laptops and touch pads, and here you are getting a pencil sharpener again. Everything old is new again. What's different about this pencil sharpener than the old school pencil sharpener? Does it do more stuff? Is there an alarm clock on there?
Nope, it doesn't do anything.
Does it sync up with your phone? Does it let you know when your number 2 is getting low?
Nope, you can't post. It doesn't let you post if you want to go, hey, on Facebook, it won't say John sharpened his pencil today. It's not connected to any of my social media.
Battery operated or plugged in?
Plugged in, man. And it even gave it. I was reading reviews. People were reviewing pencil sharpeners.
Man, do you remember? This was an old episode of Heffron and Reep where we made fun of a guy who was an artisanal pencil sharpener.
That's right.
And people sent him pencils in the mail, and he would sharpen them and send them back with a letter, like a certified letter. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like 50. It was like $50, and he took out he whittled it perfectly. I forgot about that. I completely would have used that guy. But remember,
it would take too long.
When I was looking at the pencil sharpeners, online, all these weird memories. Every grandpa that I only know a couple, right? All had a pencil sharpener, and they had a cool workshop.
Yeah.
Every grandpa, in their garage or in the basement.
Stuff down there.
They had stuff.
Yeah, they had maybe a model train or a ham radio. Something's going on down there in the basement.
They did stuff. And there was always a pencil sharpener just on with their drafting pencils. Grandpa's to me always had pencils and that lava soap, that green stuff with the glass in it.
Yeah,
right? It's very
grit. Yeah.
That was, if you think about it, whatever you say, I'm saying grandpas or dads, but for the most, if you go even older, grandpas, that was their internet. There wasn't a place for anybody. If you're at your house and after you have dinner and your kids are just you don't have any place to go. There wasn't, you could read the paper. I think that's why dudes back then went into there's always joke, boy, it takes a long time for guys to go in there. They're in there all day, grandpa. Yeah. Because I think that's
an escape.
You went in there to escape, and then you read all the paper in there.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of just going on YouTube or just going online.
Yeah. I'm jealous of those guys who have a room. Now guys call it a man cave, but it's all about the TV. It's all about a video game or all about the beer and that experience. But the old school man cave didn't have a television in it. It was all about an activity, right?
And then radio and they put on the game, and then the guys had those smocks, or not smocks, those aprons. My grandpa had a shop class.
Yeah, a cool one.
Yeah. And I didn't have flowers on it. It just looked like you wouldn't see a guy who would like, look at a guy wearing an apron. You go,
that dude's working on something. Yeah.
Yeah. He's bad. Yeah. But I remember I grew up having one of those but when I was looking online, I just remembered how much time I would waste if I was in class and I didn't feel like doing homework or I couldn't figure out. I would get up to go sharpen my pencil to the point where the teacher would have to go, stop. You didn't burn through that tip that fast. Like I would walk almost as slow as right. And
that's performance. That's performance time.
There's some comments that take forever to get on stage. Mm-hmm. Right there, their intro song plays and they get introduced and they're in the back and they just walk slow.
Right.
It's right. Like it drives me crazy.
I hate it.
It's literally drives me crazy. But I would do that slow walk. I would walk, and that's when you'd pass notes. That's when a lot could happen from that walk from your chair to the pencil sharpener. And then sometimes I would empty out the pencil. Like I would undo it, walk over to the teacher's trash, walk back, and I'd kill. Like I could kill.
Dude, that's a bygone era. The kids today are not going to enjoy the walk from like the back of the class to the front of the class with a pen. You have to sharpen your pencil in front of everybody. If you're a class clown like me or you, that's showtime, baby.
That's time you'd spend passing notes. There was a lot. Like
I could do so much with the pencil sharpener in front of kids and make them laugh. There's tons of stuff. You can put it in the wrong way. You can do it as loud as you can. You can the thing could fall off, and you got to put the clippings.
Yeah, I'd go like some kids had like you could hear who was pencil sharpening by the
how long the teacher would let you do it till it goes all the way to the eraser.
Right, and then you have those little like miniature golf ones. Yeah. Like I remember this kid, David Holden, you could buy pencils in our school. Boy, I sound like super old, but there was a pencil machine
at a school store.
Yeah. And you put it in the vending machine and whatever. And then the pencil wouldn't come out. And I think they had notebooks too, but he had this obsession. He had a pencil box. Boy, I literally sound crazy old. That box, remember those boxes that you used to put all your stuff in? Yeah. His was as full as you could possibly make it.
Yeah.
And I think he'd buy one or two every day. And he just but he would never use them. It would just became a collecting thing.
Oh,
and then there's some people, remember, you'd get all the way down to just the pencil lead and the eraser. Yeah. You'd see how far you could make. I always lost mine
I couldn't. I'd break it. We do a thing where we get the pencils, and one guy would hold the pencil like this. Yeah. Another guy would take the part with the eraser and just see if he could break it with one hit. Yeah. We broke so many pencils.
We did these tests, and none of the names are politically correct now. One was you put the eraser on your hand, and you would start erasing the person's skin.
Yes. I know what you're saying. It's the Washington Football Club burn.
Yeah, you'd have to see how long you could do it.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
Makes no sense.
Dude, next episode, maybe we should encourage our listeners to give us more pencil material.
Dude, I know, but hey, people are going to go, boy, Heffron, I just saw Heffron. He's got the same bit as Reep about pencils. Does he know? Are they stealing from each other?
I absolutely loved walking in front of the whole class and sharpening a pencil and doing something to make the teacher pissed or the classroom laugh. And then sometimes if you do it during a test, and you have the opportunity to walk past the smart kid's desk and kind of take a peek,
you would use it. 100%. You would use it to cheat. I remember kids using it, especially if you had a sub or something where you could get away with more, using the pencil sharpener as a drop box for notes.
Yeah.
Like you leave it there. And then somebody would get up next, like it was some bad mafia movie, and walk over and grab the note. But obviously it just happened in front, like everybody sees it. Right. I remember one class I got seated in the back, right next to the pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
And it felt like, you ever have like you're on a plane and the toilet, the bathroom's right next to you, or you're in the whatever, right next to the door.
Yeah.
If you get on the plane, everybody's coming past you.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
I hate that.
I even forgot what it's called. Yeah, that's what that seat was. I talked to everybody who sharpened their pencil, but it sucked because I was right next to it. So I lost the walk, but yet everybody was coming.
Yeah.
and everyone knew you wouldn't copy off of me. So that's what you wanted, is you wanted the smart kid.
Well, that was the whole
be around
Rich Snyder. What's his name? From Making Copies.
Yeah.
People have to come in there and make a copy. That was his opportunity to talk to people. All right, John Gianarino, gonna sharpen a pencil.
And then I remember we had one teacher who had a whole list of things you had to buy. And what was her name? Right. If you anytime anyone says teachers' names from when they had kids, it always sounds like a teacher's name.
You just have to say Miss so and so.
Yeah. So this was Mrs. Hag. Literally,
no.
What was her name?
That's horrible.
She made you get a eraser that came in a pen form, and you kind of erase it, and the more you used it, it would go down. It was very specific. And then she made you get a mechanical pencil. So she would not tolerate anybody sharpening. So you had to get remember, like, mechanical pencils.
You're like, I can afford a mechanical pencil.
Yeah, it was a thing. And then to get it, you'd have to click it. But I write weird. I put so much pressure down that I would just click it, bust, snap. So I was, And
then trying to load it with the little tiny little thin strips of.
It was like the Revolutionary War where you're loading your musket. It was like
right. I remember buying like packs of those little things and be like, oh, I got a whole. I'm gonna go through these today. All right, John. We went over a little bit. This is our new move to Wednesdays, everybody.
Yes. That's fun. Random.
We didn't talk about this. Yeah, it's not Monday. It's Wednesday. We're moving from Mondays to Wednesdays. So get used to this.
So you have the podcast for the weekend. Good stuff. All right, man. I'm gonna go find food. I didn't show you the other thing I was gonna get on Amazon. Maybe we'll save it.
Oh yeah, you got 2 more things.
Oh. I'll show you.
Tease it.
Okay.
For next episode. This is how we'll start the next one.
All right, man.
I love your dedication. All right. Go to heffronandreep.com. Rate, review, subscribe, and share. Check us. If you go to heffronandreep.com, you can see our tour dates and tell the world. And we love you.
Peace.
Since you love the Heffron and Reep show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, you know. They, Heffron and Reep, have low self-esteem. So please validate them by ranking them and making them seen. So no matter